Hi everyone, this is Sydney Gigliotti, and today we're going to be talking about resistance. So what is resistance? Resistance is the measure of the opposition to current flow, and the units for resistance are ohms. Resistors, what are resistors? Resistors are what change the flow of the electrons by removing kinetic energy from the charges and turning it into heat. Series is what is the charges that flow through the first resistor must flow through the second, and the charges that flow through the second have already gone through the first. So in this one is the first resistor. So since that is the first resistor, it automatically has to go to 2 and 3 to go back to the battery. Next is parallel. Parallel is when resistors um, are in parallel. It is the charges that flow through the first resistor and it cannot flow through the second. So since this is the first one, the first resistor, it just goes right back to the battery. Then the second one just goes right back to the battery. And the third, to get the total resistance, you have to take one of the resistor. A real life analogy for resistance would be water temp coming out of the shower head. So when the water is first coming out of the shower head, it is a lot warmer than when it gets to the ground where it gets cooler. An example for resistance in series would be this. So you take the R1, R2, R3, and R4 and combine them, so you would have R3 and R4 to combine to add up to 50. Then you would have R1 and R2 combined to add up to 20. Then all of it adds up to a total resistance of 70 ohms. An example for resistance in parallel would be the first resistance and the second resistance to add up together and equal 8.57 ohms. An example of resistance in a combo circuit would be to get the parallel of C and B to equal to 12 ohms. Then you would have to add A, C, and B, and D to equal the total resistance of 32.